A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus took with him Peter and James and his brother John, and led them up a high mountain where they could be alone. There, in their presence, he was transfigured. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. Suddenly, Moses and Elijah appeared to them. They were talking with him. Then Peter spoke to Jesus. "Lord," he said, "it is wonderful for us to be here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He was still speaking when suddenly a bright cloud covered them with a shadow. And from the cloud there came a voice which said, "This is my Son, the Beloved. He enjoys my favor. Listen to him." When they heard this, the disciples fell on their faces, overcome with fear. But Jesus came up and touched them. "Stand up," he said. "Do not be afraid." And when they raised their eyes, they saw no one but only Jesus. As they came down from the mountain, Jesus gave them this order: "Tell no one about the vision until the Son of Man has risen from the dead." The Gospel of the Lord. Today's Gospel will sound very familiar as we listen once again to the account of the Transfiguration. So why the repetition? As we journey through Lent toward the crucifixion, the Church in her wisdom reminds us that our faith does not end at the cross. We are an Easter people, and we must look beyond to the resurrection. Jesus too, knowing that his disciples could so readily be disheartened, their faith shaken, tested and tried by his gruesome passion and devastating death, gives Peter, James, and John a foretaste of the reality of his divine nature, of heaven and the glory of God. This will also enable them to spread the gospel message with authenticity and conviction, because they now know the truth. We too are invited through today's readings to an equally intimate relationship with Christ, in effect, a mountaintop experience, so that having met him there, we can share the gospel message in the valleys with the strength of God.